caffeine and houseplants equals self-care. Cheers. Alrighty, welcome. My name is Joanna and I really like plants. And so today I'm here to talk to you about one of my favorites. It's my Hoya carnosa compacta, which is a Hindu rope vine, or Hindu rope plant is the common name for it, and the name that you probably see the most. And I have a variegated variety that is blooming for me for the first time, and I'm super excited about that. Because historically, like 3 years ago, I was just a serial plant killer. And so I have learned a ton about plants, and I'm excited to share that with you. They're also non-toxic to pets and children, which is important if you have pets or children that you like. It's also a difficult plant to get to bloom. I can tell you what I did, and maybe that will be helpful to you if you are also trying to get a Hindu rope vine to bloom. Okay, here is my little bathroom jungle. There's the star of the show. This is my bathtub. That's optimism right there. Still waiting for a plant, my lipstick plant. But here is the beautiful girl we're going to talk about. If you're familiar with Hindu rope, you know that it is a type of Hoya carnosa. It's called Hoya carnosa compacta. I have a regular Hoya carnosa out in my kitchen that I can show y'all. A compacta, though, there's actually one up here also, has these tight, curly, beautiful leaves. I learned soul-crushing information that I don't think it actually exists in the wild. I think they were bred like that, but they're still so beautiful. I love them. This one I actually found at a big box store. I think it was at Lowe's. Had it about 2 years. When I first got it, the longest vines were probably about the length of this one right here, and now they're kind of cascading down the window, looking real good. So that's about 2 years worth of growth. This one has not bloomed for me until recently. It was actually on the opposite side of the tub, and I just recently, I say I hung the bar, my husband hung the bar for me, and for me to hang my plants on. And so now it's right in the window. This is a northeast facing window. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I live in southeast Louisiana, so we get some pretty strong sun here. Not quite like South Florida where I'm from, but still some pretty good sunlight. And you can just see how beautiful these vines are. So this is my just regular green Hoya carnosa compacta, my Hindu rope, and over here is my variegated variety. This one I got at a plant nursery in Florida, actually. I'm in my hometown where my parents still live. And when I first got it, it was just a bunch of little nubbins up here in the top of the plant. It's actually a little unusual, a little difficult to get a Hoya that has these beautiful long vines like this one up here, because it's a slow grower. It takes a long time for those vines to get that long. So typically you have to put in the time to grow the vines yourself. Growers a lot of times will take those long vines and they'll cut them where the leaves are, and they'll use them to propagate and grow new baby plants, which is great. We all love baby plants, but if you're looking for those long vines, typically you have to spend a good bit of money if you want to buy a plant that already has long vines, unless you get really lucky. So this one, when I bought, it was all up in the top of the soil up there. And now I've had it for about 1.5 years, and this is the growth that I have. So I'll kind of pull back so you can see about how long those vines are. And this beautiful ball of flowers is new. Within the last couple weeks ago, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I spotted the little ball of buds for me. They are still going strong. So again, this window is a northeast window. Gets a lot of direct sun in the morning. It's also in the bathroom, so it's a lot of humidity. We get a lot of humidity here in southeast Louisiana anyway. I know for a fact that the humidity inside my home rests between 50 and 60%. And so it's kind of a little bit miserable for the humans, but the plants love it. So those are the circumstances it's in. This plant was also on the other side of the tub, so about 3 feet away from the window for a while. And the same time that I moved my other Hindu rope up to the hanging basket, hanging off of the curtain rod up there, I moved this one onto the windowsill. I want to say that was like 6 to 8 months ago. And so they both were really pleased with that change. They wanted more light. They were doing okay. They were tolerating the low light lower light across the bathtub, but now they're just really doing well. So again, They're in a northeast window. They're right in the window. Had them, this one about 1.5 years, this one for about 2 years. And so now I want to talk to you for a second about soil. This one is actually in a fairly standard potting mix. I try not to water that one very much. I wait until these leaves, which are a little bit more succulent in nature, Hoya leaves often are, I wait till they start to get a little bit wrinkly, just like a little bit of raisin appearance, and then I go ahead and water it, and then those leaves kind of beef back up. You can see they get like real shiny and beautiful. This plant actually really needs to be dusted, which I'll probably do by taking it out and spraying it with the mister, setting up my hose outside. But yeah, same thing over here. When the leaves start to look a little bit pruny, a little bit raisiny, like you've been in the pool too long, that's when I go ahead and give it a good watering. This one is in a bark mixture. When I first got it, it really threw me off. I didn't have much experience watering plants in bark. I'm not a plant guru, I'm not a botanist, and I was just accustomed to more traditional soil. And so I learned that you can water a lot more when a plant is in bark. Bark doesn't hold moisture as much as a soil does. And so I try to do a little drizzle a little bit more frequently with this plant, which it obviously likes, because now we have these beautiful blooms. As far as fertilizing, I do try to fertilize my plants. I want to say regularly, but if I'm being honest, it's really just occasionally. Guilt. And I actually don't remember last time I fertilized this one. Let's see, let me flip this camera around for a second. So I want to say that I fertilize my plants regularly. If I'm being perfectly honest, it's just occasionally. If I didn't have children and a job, I would probably fertilize my plants a lot more. I don't remember the last time I fertilized that guy. So fertilization probably would have bloomed sooner if I had fertilized it. I like to use fish emulsion, which is fish poopy, and it's really good for the plants. They love it, it's very natural. But it bloomed without it. So is it the best way to go? Probably not. But you don't have to do everything perfectly to have plants add joy to your life. I want to make sure you know that. So here it is, that beautiful bloom. And I do actually have multiple other Hoya that are blooming right now that we can do a video about if y'all are interested in that. But this is kind of the star of the show today. Anyway, let me know if you have any other questions about what I do about my plant care, and I'm happy to answer them. Also, if y'all have any tips, I would love to know what you do. Where do you live? What's your community like? What kind of lighting do you keep them in? Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I really appreciate it. I hope that some of this information was helpful for you, that you're able to use it, and that you're able to use it to help your plants to bring more joy to your life and to your space. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll look forward to next time. Super awkward right now. Actually, not sure if I'm for real gonna post this video.